will laugh off of me. Rosie, so can I have a dance? Rosie, Lord have mercy. Let me know
Looking for the best in news updates? Yeah, man. Listen to Citizen FM 93.7 Abuja. Now listen. News on the hour. 7 a.m., 8 a.m., 9 a.m., 10 a.m., and 11 a.m. 1 p.m., 2 p.m., 3 p.m., and 5 p.m. News at noon, 12 noon. News from across the states, 4 p.m. And our major news at 6 p.m. Citizen FM 93.7. Always precise in news broadcast.
This is 93.7 Citizen FM Abuja.
Good evening and welcome to Citizen FM News at 6. I am Didi and first the headlines. Somali government execute members of militant groups, and Syria Football Association bans national team captain for attacking referee. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has announced that it would conduct supplementary elections in Doguwa Tudunwada Federal Constituency. This decision comes after the returning officer for the Federal Constituency elections held on February 25, Ibrahim Yakasai, reviewed the results of the elections held in the area. According to Yakasai, the commission had reviewed the initial results that were allegedly announced by him under duress. He stated that INEC, in compliance with the provisions of the Electoral Act, had reviewed the results. According to the reviewed results, he stated that the reviewed election results stands as follows. APC scored 39,732 votes, NNPP 34,798, and PDP 7,091. He also explained that there were cancellation of results in 13 polling units. He added that the total number of votes domiciled in the polling units that were cancelled had submerged the margin of votes and the difference that were cast in favor of the duo of APC and NNPP. He further explained that the total number of permanent voter cards collected in the 13 units that were cancelled stood at 6,917, as against the over 4,000 votes margin between the APC and NNPP. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, have issued certificates of return to winners of the February 25, 2023 National Assembly elections in Nigeria. The chairman of INEC, Mahmoud Yakubu, made the presentation at the National Collation Center in Abuja. The elected legislators include 98 out of 109 Senate and 325 out of 360 House of Representatives seats. 7 parties won in the Senate, while 8 parties won House of Representatives seats.
And that this Net Assembly is going to be an improvement on the Net Assembly, as the Net Assembly was an improvement on the 8th Assembly. And I'm looking forward with distinguished senators, the caliber of people that are coming into the Senate this year. There's going to be a very robust, very rigorous, very exciting, very progressive debates and bills that will scale through this 10th Assembly.
Nigerians should expect a more robust 10th National Senate, simply because there are a lot of us members from the House of Representatives that have moved up into the Senate chamber now. So there would be more, how should I say, with all due respect to the 9th Senate, of course, but I think we will be more responsive to the yearnings of Nigerians in the task of lawmaking and also fostering the kind of unity and sincerity of purpose that we require in this country.
House of Representatives elect members also received theirs at the same venue.
We have won elections and it's no longer party issues anymore. We should be looking at governance, not just governance, but good governance that is cohesive and focused on the well-being of the people.
As a ruling party, we have faced a lot of challenges.
And we urge the other colleagues that are in the Senate and also allow each and every arm of government to work together, to work based on the constitutional responsibility.
President-elect Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu has sent his hearty congratulations to the Vice President, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, on his 66th birthday. The Vice President turned 66 today, Wednesday, March 8, 2023. Asiwaju Tinubu lauded the leadership and administrative skills of Professor Osinbajo and his professional accomplishments as an academic and an erudite lawyer, which have seen him serve successfully as Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice during his administration as Governor of Lagos and now as Vice President of Nigeria. The federal government has reiterated its commitment to continue to maximize the dividends of being part of the supportive community of 56 member countries across Africa, Asia, America, and the Caribbean, as well as Europe and the Pacific. The Minister of Education, Malam Adamu, disclosed this at a news conference to kickstart activities to commemorate the 2023 Commonwealth Day in Abuja. Represented by the Permanent Secretary Andrew David Adejo, the minister stated that the 2023 Commonwealth celebration is a call on youth to raise the flag of peace as a demonstration of their commitment to inculcate values that would engender national unity and a sustainable, peaceful future for all.
This year's theme, forging a sustainable and peaceful common future, is what is very germane to Nigeria. And Nigeria, as one of the key countries of the Commonwealth nations, will always maximize the dividends of being part of this supportive group of countries that goes across Asia, the Caribbean, the Pacific, Africa, as well as Europe. And like we all know, because of the growing influence of the Commonwealth, some non-Commonwealth countries have applied and they'll be accepted into the Commonwealth by nations with diverse culture, various levels of development, especially in per capita income.
I voted this. The UNICEF United Nations Children Fund has said that 7.3 million adolescent girls and women of reproductive age in Nigeria are undernourished, putting women and newborn babies at risk. In a statement, UNICEF disclosed that a new global report raises the alarm on the need to invest in essential nutrition programs for adolescent girls and women. According to UNICEF Executive Director Catherine Russell, the number of adolescent girls and women aged 15 to 49 years who are undernourished has soared from 5.6 million since 2018 to 7.3 million in 2021 in Nigeria, noting that the country is among the 12 hardest hit countries by the global food and nutrition crisis. You're still listening to Citizen FM 93.7 News at 6. And now to report on the foreign scene. Stopping the arrival of small boats is a priority for the British people, Rishi Sunak has said, as he defended the government's new asylum plan. Sunak clashed with Labour's Sir Keir Starmer at Prime Minister's questions over the plan to tackle migration. The new legislation announced on Tuesday aims to stop migrants from crossing the channels into the UK.
As a result of the plans we brought forward, we have almost doubled the number of people return this year. But he talked about laws. He talked about, Mr. Speaker, he asked about arrests. He asked about our laws. Actually, when I was in Dover yesterday talking to our law enforcement officials, what do they tell me? Precisely because of the law that the Conservative government passed last year, they have now been able to arrest more than double the number of people they did before.
Takir said that if the Prime Minister was serious, he would steal Labour's plan and smash the people's struggling gangs. He said Mr. Sunak was deluded to think the new legislation would reduce the number of small boats, as no returns agreement with other countries were in place.
I voted against this legislation last time because I said it wouldn't work. Since it became law, the numbers have gone up. He's proved me right. He should be apologising, not gloating. The Prime Minister says they will detain people who aren't eligible to claim asylum here and then return them. Well, they already tried that under the last legislation. Last year, 18,000 people were deemed ineligible to apply for asylum. That's the easy bit, the talk. But as for the action, Prime Minister, how many of them have actually been returned?
Still in foreign news, fighting is continuing between the Army of the Democratic Republic of Congo and M23 rebels in violation of Tuesday's ceasefire. Local media say there were clashes on several fronts in the eastern province of North Kivu. The rebels are reported to have seized a number of villages, including Karuba, which is around 30 kilometers from the regional capital, Goma. The army has accused M23 of shelling UN peacekeepers and Burundian soldiers from an East African force recently deployed in an effort to stop the violence. 13 men have been executed in Somalia's semi-autonomous region of Puntland. 9 of them were accused of belonging to a militant Islamist group, Al-Shabaab and Islamic State. 6 were former soldiers convicted of murder. They were executed by a firing squad in the northern cities of Garowe, Bosaso, and Galkayo. And in sports, Kylian Mbappe says his Paris Saint-Germain future will not be decided by the outcome of the Champions League last 16th second leg against Bayern Munich. Bayern won the first leg 1-0 at the Parc des Princes, with Kingsley Coman scoring the only goal. PSG have never won the Champions League. Meanwhile, Tottenham forward Son Heung-min said on Wednesday's Champions League last 16 second leg against AC Milan that is the most important game of the season. Spurs are looking to respond after a bad week in which they lost to Sheffield United in the FA Cup and then at Wolves in the Premier League. They lost the first leg in Milan 1-0 last month, and they need to win to keep their only realistic hopes of a trophy alive. The Syrian Football Association has banned former national captain Ahmed Al-Saleh for life after he kicked, insulted, and spat on a referee. The 33-year-old Al-Jaish defender lashed out at the official after being shown a red card in a top-flight game against Al-Watba on Friday. Al-Saleh had to be restrained by players from both sides. The SFA disciplinary committee also fined Al-Saleh and Al-Jaish, who cannot appeal against the punishments. Thank you for staying with us. That's about the size of the news tonight. But before we go, a recap of the highlights. Somali government has executed members of militant groups. As I told you, Syrian Football Association has banned the national team captain for attacking a referee. And that's Citizen FM News at 6 is edited by Lawrence Omorte. To listen to us online, please visit citizenfm.ng. I am Didiano. Do stay with us. Super Citizen at Sunset continues in a bit.
93.7 Citizen FM.
Let's talk about it on our favorite radio station.
We're more than just a radio station. We are a part of your life.
a nation of our dream. Citizen FM, Citizen FM. Your problem is my problem and my joy is your joy. Citizen FM, Citizen FM. Make we join our hearts to build a nation of our dream. Citizen FM.